Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Be It Till You See It interview recap, where my co-host in life, Brad, and I are going to dig into the candid convo I had with John Malora in our last episode. If you haven't yet listened to that interview, feel free to pause this now, go back and listen to that one, and then come back and join us. You know what? I saw something today. I was trying to listen to a podcast and had a part 2, and I was like, I don't want to listen to part 2. I want to listen to part 1.
Okay.
So here's what you do. Everyone, this is for, obviously, just for the one way to listen to podcasts, but on the Apple, you can actually hit the little 3 dots, the little ellipses on the episode in your listen now. And then you can actually, it'll have a bunch of options that go to podcast, and it will take you to all the episodes of that pod. And then you can drop down one below in case your podcast load up like mine, which is the newest one first, which might be the recap and not the original, just so you know, just a little instruction.
I love where you're going with this.
Yeah. Anyways, happy birthday, Brad.
Hey, thank you so much.
It took you 40 years to look this good. Spoiler alert, I tried to order you that shirt and they are sold out.
I'm so happy that they're sold out.
I think you look so cute in it.
Oh, thanks.
Anyways,
I do not need that shirt.
Brad is 40. And
40.
And all week long, my father has been letting him know.
Oh, mercilessly.
Since it's
every time I go, he goes, looks like you're getting close to 40. What's the name of Almost 40?
Yeah. So this year, my mom turned 60, my dad turned 70, Brad turned 40, and the rest of us are going backwards in time. So it sucks to be you. No, I'm kidding.
Well, we're also going to jump off a building.
Yeah, you keep saying that. So y'all, in Vegas, there is this situation on top of the stratosphere, and you pay a lot of money.
The Strat is like the second tallest building in town, maybe the tallest building in town. Not even sure.
I mean, it was from the 80s, so is it any of those things anymore? Who knows? But the reality is you can see it from space, and you can see it from our living room, and you can see people on the little rides. But
didn't know you could see it from space.
Yeah, that's what my Uber driver said. Oh. And that, they're always correct.
It's like the internet. Must be true.
That's where you should get your information. It's also the same Uber driver who knew what the inside of our house looked like before it was remodeled. That was weird.
That's weird.
That was weird. Anyways, okay. So you're on the stratosphere, and you can pay a lot of money for them. It's not a bungee jump. It's more of like you're connected to a cable.
It's like a free fall.
Yeah, it's a free fall, which sounds so scary. And so a person I had dinner with, I was out to dinner with Strong Fitness Magazine, and somebody there with just did it. And he showed me the video because they put a GoPro on you. And so he fainted at the top. So in the video, he is out. He is falling. He is out. And then when he comes to, he just screams, F you to the friend that signed him up. That's the video. Anyways, so that's a Brad, my dad, and possibly some other people are going to do. I want to say I'll do it, but I'm just going to tell you right now, nothing scares. I don't want to wet my pants. That is my biggest fear. Like, what if I pee because I'm so scared. It's coming all the way down. Anyways, happy birthday, Brad.
Thank you so much.
I love you so much, and I'm so happy you're just a tad bit older than me.
Somehow I think I'll be able to maintain that.
I love it. I love it so much. Okay, we do have an audience question.
We do, which is so fun. And you can wish me a happy birthday or ask an audience question at the Be It Pod on IG.
Yep, on the
just
gram.
Shoot us a DM. The question that we had this week was, what is the quiz you took that told the two of you your strengths?
Yeah, so we've
probably alluded to about 4,000 times.
4,000 times. And just enough for people to go, I need to do that, and then not know what we talked about. So this is a great question. I love getting this question because I Brad and I are like obsessed with the StrengthFinders 2.0. So that is is it a quiz?
It's not really a quiz. It's a
long
test.
Time. It's a test.
No, it's like 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
What is the difference between a quiz and a test? Length of time? The scores?
That is a great question.
The scores impact on your grades?
I think that it's a quest.
It's a
quest.
You're such a dad joke. Hit 40, and now you're a dad joker.
That's amazing. I'm proud of my dad joke skills, even though I'm not really a dad.
Quizzes are shorter than tests, whereas a test may have 50 questions or more. A quiz typically has 10 or fewer questions. And by the way, when I was typing, what is the difference between a Q? It was quiz and a test, or a quiche and a frittata. Those.
Thank you, Google.
Thank you, Google.
What is the difference between a quiche and a test?
Okay, so anyways, it's StrengthFinders 2.0.
Yes.
It's a Gallup thing.
Yeah, Gallup, Gallup, Gallup.
You don't have to read the book, although there is a book. It kind of explains why these different strengths matter and how different CEOs have put their strengths together. And we were just out having dinner with Michael Unbroken, who was episode 100 something. And he was like, you guys like StrengthFinders 2.0? And we actually talked about why we liked it. So basically for us, knowing our top strengths kind of allows you to realize like you are a little bit more able to apply your strengths to different things. Like you might be thinking you're really strong in this one job and you're not sure you can switch over, but when you know your strengths, you know how you can switch it. You can apply those strengths to different roles. So Brad was a musician, but he realized that his strengths were actually things that a CEO or a COO could use.
Yes. Michael was 105.
Thank you. 105. Thanks, Google. This episode brought to you by Not Them. So anyways, so that's to me why it's really important for you to know. Also for us, since we do have people on our team, we knowing our strengths allows us to hire people that are not a duplicate of us, because that would be a nightmare for the team if there was two.
Well, I think I can honestly say that taking this test, this quest, changed my life, because when I first took it in 2010. I'd been in Los Angeles for only 2.5 years, and I was worried. My concern was, what if I don't become rich and famous from playing music? What am I going to go do with my life? What do I just like move home and like, I don't know, work at a bank or something? I don't know where, because I was like, that must be where the money is, at the bank.
Work at a bank? Oh my God, I don't think so.
I think I would be the best bank teller ever. I would be having a party and everyone would be like, dude, just do your job.
Yeah. So therefore the worst, but everyone
probably
would
the
love
worst
you.
bank teller. So anyway, I didn't know. That's the only thing I could imagine for myself, and I was like, I don't know what to do if like I don't sell 1 million albums. And this quest really helped me.
Just in case you didn't follow, the quiz and a test is a quest.
Quantify what I was doing in life into a skill that I could actually verbalize. For example, I was the guy behind the band doing all the business stuff, booking the gigs, getting the marketing material together, actually promoting it, going out, convincing people to show up. When we get to the venue, we'd be there early. I'd be hauling all the gear inside. I'd be connecting all the microphone cables and all the stuff. And then at the end of the show, we would go to the venue and then we'd get paid, right? And it was like there's all these other things that happen around the band that don't actually have anything to do with playing, right? And I was
He did play too, by the way. He said he's the man behind the band, but he's also the man in the band.
Yeah, I was in the band too. But basically, I had to do all these other things. And I didn't really, I never really understood that what I was doing was operations. And so when I took the StrengthFinder's quest, what it made me realize is that
Can you imagine?
For those of you who can't see, she's shaking her head. It's amazing. It allowed me to tangibly identify what I was doing in a way that I could explain it to someone who isn't doing music. Because to anybody else who's doing music, like, of course you got to haul the gear from the place to the other thing. Of course you have to rehearse. Of course you have to do all these things. You know, it's just part of the game. But if you're not in a band, you might not really understand that. And I certainly was not able to properly connect the dots for what I was doing potentially being a viable hire at a company somewhere.
But it was not music, like just that you could just...
Right. Yeah. And in fact, I didn't end up, like the company that I ended up working for was a startup company, and I ended up being the liaison between the CEO, the design team, and the dev team because of my communication skills. And one of my top 5 strengths is communication. And so, I never would have understood, am I qualified to do this? Well, maybe I've never done it before, but I could tell you that I'm really good at communicating, at listening, and understanding what they need. And I can go and I can communicate that to the rest of the team. And so, it was just one of those really revealing moments.
I think you all should do it. I think it's so important to know. I mean, there's so many tests out there. They all tell you different things about yourself. But like, even for me, I always struggled to understand like why I couldn't just do, like, I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that. And I wouldn't like doing it. And so it's one of my strengths is significance. I like have to be doing something that means something. Like everything I do has to be bigger than the task. And it drives me crazy. But I also now understand like, well, that's a strength that I naturally have. Yeah. And so no wonder I'm frustrated when the task is just like kind of not impacting the world. I'm like, this isn't my strengths wise. So it just helps you make more sense of yourself. Just go take it and then let us know. Tag us in your top 5. We want to know.
Oh yeah. If you go take this test, this quest, because of speaking with us, you know what? We're going to put a link in the show notes. If you want to go take this quest, I recommend it. And basically, we want to know what your top 5 strengths are. So you can just IG them to us. IG is IG.
Oh my
Sorry.
gosh.
Now I'm really going down
No,
that was a bad one. That was a bad one.
Not everything's a winner.
That was pretty weak. You can just dim them to us on the IG.
No. You got to make one word up. You don't get to make 3 words up. It's like multiplicity.
Hey, it's my birthday. I can make up words.
Happy birthday. I think in the fine print on birthdays, you get to make up one word.
Anyway, check the show notes. Really, I couldn't recommend it enough. Changed my life. Okay,
let's talk about John.
Now then, let's talk about John Malora, a travel enthusiast, ex-NASA engineer, and a lover of photography. John Malora left the safety net of his government job to become a multi-award-winning luxury portrait photographer, and he now works to empower individuals through portraits and is a huge proponent of overcoming imposter syndrome to live out your dreams.
I have to just share this. I won't say who, but one person on our team actually messaged us before you listen to this podcast to tell me all the things that she thought about it. And so way to go, John. The team was listening and talking about the pod before the pod was even released.
Our team.
Yeah, our team. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So, he's a great person, and we're going to all go to Delaware and get our photos taken.
Oh.
But I wonder if he'll drive out here to hang it, because that...
Right. Yeah, that would be impressive, John.
Yeah, because I would like to see how long it's going to take.
Yeah, and he also helps out with wardrobe selection. So, you're welcome to come to Vegas and do those things. That'd be so fun.
You can do that on Zoom. Anyways, okay, so something I love that he said is surrounding yourself with people who have been where you are. So he was talking about specifically investing in people who have gone through where you are and listening to their advice and paths. And of course, I love this because obviously we are coaches and we coach people on paths we've gone down. And, but truly, I think so many people are like, I got to pull myself up from my bootstraps. I got to forge my own path. I got to do it like this. Let me just tell you, it's so much easier if you get someone that you trust to be someone you invest your time and money in, because you'll show up as a different person and you'll actually take the advice. Like, for example, we go around and I have tons of friends who like have asked us questions and we've like given them a little bit of business advice or two. Not a single one of them has applied any of it. And when we see them a year later, they're literally asking, they're like, I know you told me to do blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, a year ago, I charged a lot of money for that advice. But because they didn't invest in it, they didn't put value on it.
Sure.
And so you don't have to do these things alone. And in almost any industry, except for maybe, I don't know, something in NASA, someone has gone on the journey, even if it's not identical, even if it's like, yes, I'm a Applies teacher who does Applies business coaching.
Even the guy, even in NASA, because he basically got brought under the wing of a guy who was like, I like this kid, he's somebody I could hang with. And then that became John's mentor.
Yeah. So I swear to you, every person that I see doing something I want to be doing, they all have a coach. They've all invested. They've put themselves around and also put themselves in groups. So it wasn't just a one-on-one coach, but into a mastermind with other people to support them, hold them accountable, show them that there are opportunities out there that you may not even have dreamed of. And so if you are stuck, if you are not where you want to be, then I say surround yourself with people. Well, he said it and I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you are around other people, you're constantly ideating, you're constantly growing, you're learning, you're referring things to each other because you're all doing it, whatever it might be. And then when you have a mentor who's been where you are, that's like really a part of it, is they know how much effort it takes. They know how, they're not going to sugarcoat it. They are going to be real with you because they believe in you and they know that this is something that can be done, probably because they did it already. And, they are where they were, or they are where you want to be. And so, obviously you're going to learn a lot from somebody in that position.
Yeah. What did you like?
So clearly, I loved the Star Wars connection, and in fact, there's a whole lot more of a connection. By the way, total side note, I laughed out loud when his wife said, "Your skin looks the color of a what do you say, a wet ashtray right now," because he hated his job and he was just like down he was miserable, right? And she said, I laughed so hard.
I heard you laugh out loud. Also, speaking of Star Wars, did I tell you that Jason went to Jason Frizzell from another podcast? He went to the Star Wars thing.
No, down in Florida. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I really want to do that. You went without me. Damn it, Jay.
It's okay. You can go with John.
I can go with John. That's
sure
true.
Anyways, go ahead.
So he started to talk about the story about the Nat Geo and how he, when he was younger, was like, wow, how amazing would it be if I were to be able to be in National Geographic? And the odds are like microscopic, right? You basically, it's like trying to become a basketball player, right? There's like 400 basketball players in the world or something, or in the US anyway, and professional, I mean. And that's like basically the odds of getting your photo published by Nat Geo. And he said one of his heroes was
3% chance of becoming a basketball player.
3% chance. Okay, yeah. This seems even smaller.
And less than 2% for women. So
Han Solo has a famous line in the movie where he says, "Never tell me the odds." And so John had pinned that above on his board, where like above the Nat Geo thing, "Never tell me the odds." And he didn't say how many years later, but that was always there in the back of his mind. Then he's working on it and he's submitting things and he's doing all the things. And sure enough, they eventually published or included one of his photos in something, which is amazing. It is so incredible. It is like the biggest bragging rights of a photographer to have. But since then, he's really taken that motto to heart. Don't tell me the odds.
I want a poster on our wall. I can go above our new cow skull that we got.
I'm in it. I'm in on it.
I'm in. He's in it.
I'm in it, people.
He's in it.
I'm in the don't tell me the odds.
I'm sure there's a couple letters that make a Brad in there.
Oh, man.
Anyways.
I love it. So that was all. I don't think I've ever really talked about this, but I almost went to college for photography.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, it was music or photography, and I ended up doing music.
And now you do photography.
And now I do. Well, that's because I've always been passionate about it, and Star Wars, and yeah. Anyway.
Well, John made me think, because my brain just went. I'm going to take you on the journey. He said he wanted to go to photography college if it wasn't music, and my brain went to in Cambodia he takes all of our pictures, and then it made me think that like John needs to come to Cambodia to take pictures, because Peach could teach him a couple tricks.
She could. Oh yeah, our tour guide is a wizard.
A wizard. Homegirl knows how to use the iPhone in ways that Apple hasn't even taught us. I'm just going to call it out. They've never said this. It's amazing.
And we're not revealing her secrets. You're going to have to come with us.
You'll have to come.
Yeah.
You'll have to come. I do love that quote. I'm going to keep it and remember it. And even though it wasn't a be an action item, I think we should all be it action item number 1, never go look at the odds, because
never tell me the odds.
Well, because I think if every single person listening to this thought back about some of their accomplishments, I bet you all have beaten the odds in some way or another, right? First of all, just so you know, the fact that you exist on this planet is a beat of the odds, because it's 1 in 72 million sperm or something like that has to hit a particular one of every. You beat the odds just by being born.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Anyways, I'm down with it, and we should just put it on a shirt. Okay.
All right. Finally, let's talk about those be it action items. What bold, executable, intrinsic, or targeted action items can we take away from your convo with John Malora?
It's your birthday.
So it is my birthday, so I'm jumping in. He talked about overcoming the negative voices in your head, and I don't think that it was easy for him, and I don't think that it's something that's 100% of the way either, because he talked a lot about it during the webinar that he did for our agency members. But he mentioned therapy, and he said it was a really challenging thing for him to embrace, and the reason is because he's very self-sufficient, right? So, and he made this again hilarious joke of John, you need some help there? And he's like, no, it's cool. I got it. It's just a little awkward, and that's his mentality for approaching everything. Do it myself. I got this. I don't need any help. And I think that what he transitioned that into to therapy, and why he went, or how hard it was to go get therapy. But when he finally did, how powerful it was for his own self-talk, and how that began to make changes in the way that he thinks about himself and talks, to himself, and then how that's impacted him today.
Yeah. I mean, again, therapy, it's like laundry. Do it often.
Everybody needs to do it.
Everyone needs to do it. Everyone needs to do it. Okay.
What about you?
I loved this. He said, somebody told them, somebody's got to do it. Why not you? And I know you could say that in many different ways, but the truth is let's just, because it's the podcast with positivity, somebody's got to do it. Why not you? Why not you? Because I say this all the time to our and unprofitable potties for our business coaching. You are the only person who can do what you do the way that you do it. You're it. Because every single one of us has a life experience that is not duplicatable. And even if you have a twin who did the entire life with you, you still have different personalities. You still have there's still different things you resonate with. And so I know so many of you are thinking of all these different excuses of why you can't do what you want to do, or why you're not taking the next steps, or why even you, who are you to do these things? But you're it. You're the only person who can do it. So why not you? And I think whenever your negative self-talk is saying nope, you can't do it, they can go, why can't I do it?
Well, I think that also, reading it again, someone is going to do it.
Yeah.
So someone's got to do it, but someone is going to do it. So why not you? Right. So, and what I think he was talking about was quitting his job and making 6 figures as a photographer.
Yeah. Because someone's going to make 6 figures.
Someone's going to do it.
Yeah.
So why not you?
Well, there's photographers making 7 figures.
I'm 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why not you? So whatever is keeping you back, why is it that you can't be the person?
Yeah. And that's what he said was that stuck with him. It was a offhand comment from somebody that, he knew. And he said over the years, he's brought that back many times as kind of it's almost like a mic drop, when you're in self-doubt of I'm not qualified, or I'm not the thing, or whatever. And it's well, someone's going to do it. Why not you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that, Mic is dropped.
Boom.
I'm Lesley Logan.
And I'm Brad Crowell.
Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you going to use these tips in your life?
These 40-year-old tips in your life.
Yes, because it took him 40 years to get to Quest.
To boom.
By the way, we are so freaking grateful for you.
Yes.
We really are. I love that we did make this podcast for you, and I love your DMs. I love the way you share these beta actions. I love the screenshots you send me. So keep them coming. Keep your questions coming, and send us a DM to the Be It Pod on Instagram and let John and us know what you're going to do with these tips. And until next time, be it till you see it.
Bye for now.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day. Be It Till You See It is a production of As the Crows Fly Media.
It's written, produced, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell. Our associate producer is Amanda Fraterelli.
Kevin Perez at Diseño handles all of our audio editing.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to our designer Jairo Mandal for creating all of our visuals, which you can't see because this is a podcast, and our digital producer Jay Perdoso for editing all the video each week so you can.
And to Angelina Herrico for transcribing each of our episodes so you can find them on our website. And finally, to Meredith Crowell for keeping us all on point and on time.